Life can be boring. It's easy to get lost in the repetitive motion of doing the same thing day in and day out. And when you do, it's easy to think that life sucks, that it's boring, and that you'll always feel this lack of fulfillment. And I think a large part of it comes down to not knowing what's next. You know, there's no guideline out there for how to live a life you love. And it's easy to feel lost, and trust me, I've been there. I used to go through ruts all the time where I just thought life was so boring. So I went on a bit of a self-discovery mission, and I realized that life's only boring because of what I'm doing each day. So I made a point of finding habits that made me love my life, that don't feel repetitive and allow me to find a sense of fulfillment in the day-to-day. And so I thought I'd make this video because I know how crap it is to feel the mundane of everyday life, and if I can share with you these habits, hopefully you can make your life a little less boring and find fulfillment in the day-to-day. So here are the 4 habits that made my life less boring and helped me find fulfillment in everyday life. Habit 1. Self-discovery. Look, we could sit here and bounce ideas back and forth on what we think fulfillment is or how you can find some fulfillment in life, and we might come to slightly different conclusions. But I know for a fact that we will both agree that you can't find fulfillment doing what you think other people want you to do. And fuck, it's such an easy trap to fall into, especially when you're young. You know, for example, I hate partying. I'm not a fan of clubs or going out and not even being able to hear what your friend is saying to you and then feeling like shit for 3 days after it. It just makes no sense to me. I don't see how it's enjoyable. It's not something I've ever enjoyed. So now I will drink maybe 1 or 2 glasses of whiskey once or twice a year. But when I was at university, I used to go out and get hammered, like completely smashed, at least 4 nights a week. And I only did it because it's what I thought other people wanted me to do. And I thought that if I did it enough, I would learn to enjoy it. But I never did. Every time I went out, I would feel worse and worse. I would lose some self-respect because I knew what I was doing wasn't aligned with me or what I wanted. And you know, drinking is just one example that a lot of people will be able to relate to, but it could be anything. It could be a certain hobby or sport that your parents made you do when you were younger and you're still doing it now, even though you hate it. It could be the job or career you followed because, you know, it's got a bit of status around it. It's a good job and you earn good money and everybody thinks it's cool, but deep down, you hate it. You see, you will never find fulfillment and you will forever feel lost if you keep doing what you think other people want you to do. And look, it's not easy to get over that and to stop doing it. But there's one habit that helped me massively, and that is self-discovery. Now I'm going to break this habit of self-discovery up into 2 parts. The first part is a realization. One of the best things I've ever done is realize that nobody gives a fuck. Like literally, nobody cares what you do or how you do it. They're all too focused on themselves and what you think. Like, think about it from your perspective. When do you ever really care about what someone does or how they do it? You don't. Sure, you might see someone do something and then you might think, oh, why are they doing that? But then you go on about your day. Everybody else is the same. Everybody is in their own spotlight. So stop letting what you think they think hold you back. And the second part of the habit is to follow what grabs you. If you want to spice up your day-to-day life and find fulfillment, you need to follow what lights you on fire, what interests you. And often I hear, oh, but Ross, I don't know what interests me. Well, of course you don't. You're constantly distracting yourself with cheap dopamine, so cut it out. Stop spending so much time mindlessly scrolling social media and mindlessly spending hours and hours on your phone every single day. And then pay conscious attention to what grabs you, pulls you in and engages you. What topic when it comes up do you really notice yourself leaning in, being engaged and focusing on? Now this might not be easy to figure out, but there is something. There's always something. You just have to put in the effort to look for it consciously. Now, I often find journaling helps with this, so you could journal about what interests you. Literally just start writing, what am I interested in? And then just keep writing. Don't stop, don't curate the words, don't think about them. Just let your mind and hand become one and write about what interests you, and eventually you will find something. Once you find it, lean into it. Follow that curiosity, because if you want a more fulfilled life, you need to find what lights you on fire. Habit 2. Set a goal and build something meaningful. A lot of life feeling boring comes down to feeling lost, to not having a direction. And I do think a lot of that can be brought back to this whole idea of focusing on the journey, not the destination. And a lot of people have misunderstood this. They hear it and they think, oh, the goal doesn't matter. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big proponent of focusing on the journey, but the destination, the goal is just as important, because if you don't have a destination, if you don't have a goal, the whole journey is pointless. You don't know where you're going, and every single thing you need to do to get there, to this destination that you don't even know what it is is meaningless, it's pointless. So you end up feeling lost, your day to day feels boring and mundane, and that's why this second habit is to set a goal and build something meaningful. Now, what goal you set is entirely up to you, but I highly recommend that it's something related to what interests you. So if in step 1 you found that you were interested in the gym, set a goal of benching 140 kilo or losing 20 pounds of fat. Or if you found you're interested in photography, set a goal of building a photography business. Just make sure that the goal is related to what grabs you. This way it's meaningful and you'll want to work on it every single day, adding that bit of spice and meaning and fulfillment to your everyday life. And now when you're setting your goal, you're not just setting it for fun, you obviously want to achieve it. So to make sure you achieve it, make sure when you're setting your goal that it meets these 3 criteria. The first criteria is that it's reasonably unreasonable. So it's big, but it's not impossible. This way it motivates you. The second criteria is that it's specific. So you don't want to build a photography business. You want to build a photography business to 10k a month. The third criteria is that it's got a deadline. So you don't just want to build a photography business to 10k a month. You want to build a photography business to 10k a month within 12 months. Habit 3. Do something every single day you enjoy. I love coffee. I love everything about it. I love the caffeine. I love the taste. I love the idea of making it. Even if it's instant coffee where all you have to do is boil the kettle, I love it. It's like a mini ritual for me that I just really enjoy. So I make sure I drink a cup of coffee, and sometimes it's 2 and sometimes it's 3 every single day. And it's tiny. It's all it is making and drinking a cup of coffee, but man, do I love every single second of it. So find something in your day-to-day life that you enjoy doing and do it every single day. It could be making a cup of coffee, it could be planning your day, it could be brushing your teeth, walking your dog, or doing absolutely nothing as you sit in the sun for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, just find it. Prioritize it, make it non-negotiable, and do it every single day. And it might seem so stupid to somebody else, but that doesn't matter because you enjoy it. And that's all that matters. And likely this is going to be something small, and that's okay. It's easy to try and glamorize the big events, the big turning points, or the big moments in life, but the big moments don't happen regularly. The small moments where you're sitting at your desk and the sun shines through the window onto your face and it brings you into the present moment. Stuff like this happens all the time, but we never glamorize it, we never appreciate it. So find something you love, glamorize the fuck out of it, and do it every single day. Habit 4. Creating. This is the habit that changed my life the most. Creating content. It's allowed me to build a 6-figure business that I run in 2 to 4 hours a day. It allows me to impact millions of people every single month, and honestly, most importantly, it's made my life a heck of a lot less boring, and I'll tell you why. It's because it combines all 3 of the other habits we've discussed in this video. Creating content, or at least creating good content, requires you to find what grabs you, dive deep into its depths, learn about it, practice it, get good at it, and then share what you learn. It requires you to discover yourself, what interests you, what you think, what you believe, and what you want. It gives you a direction to go in, because with creating, you have a vehicle that is incredibly easy to set goals for. Whether it's a follower number you want to hit, an income goal you want to achieve, you set a direction that allows you to build something meaningful around what grabs you. And it gives you the freedom to acknowledge and capture the small moments, especially if you go down the visual route of creating videos on YouTube, reels on Instagram, photography, and even if you don't and you go down the writing route. Because with creating content, no matter what type of content you're creating, whether it's a photo or it's a newsletter, you're forced to get good at storytelling, and storytelling is all about the small moments. You have to recognize them, capture them, and share them. Now, if you're not a fan of the traditional path and you want to build a business around your own interests, around what grabs you, that allows you to build a life on your terms, I highly recommend you look into the creator business model. I have a whole entire video on it, so I will put it up here somewhere. I do recommend you check that out. But if you want your life to be less boring and to feel fulfilled, you need to find what lights you on fire. Set a meaningful goal, glamorize the small moments, and create. Now, my friend, that is it for this video. As always, thank you for watching, I truly appreciate it. Click that subscribe button, check out this video here, it'll be somewhere, and I will see you in the next one.